This is how I finally was able to feel better after everything I tried to do didn't help me feel better at all. And two, how I stopped attracting experiences that ruined everything that I did to make me feel better. So right now, if you're stuck into a cycle, into like God forbid, like I try to do something to make myself feel better because it makes everything worse, I want you to know it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you cannot feel better at all. Because if you knew how to feel better, you would do it. So the first thing I wanted to point out that it's not your fault. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that have hope because that's the most unfair thing to say to someone who is trapped in a cycle like this. So don't get me even started on the be grateful, have gratitude. This is not the time for that. So if you're dealing with what I'm describing, let me explain what is really going on and how to set yourself free from this. So if you're uncomfortable and if you're in any pain of any kind and you try to do anything to fix it and you keep running into situations where it makes it worse, like God forbid I try to do anything to make myself feel better, and every effort I try to put to making me feel better leads to a worse outcome. It puts me in this hole of I try to comfort myself in any way that I know, and every single time I take an action or take a step, it makes it worse. I kind of learned to like sit down and stop because my face me facing with that kind of pain, if I try to do anything to feel better, it's going to make me feel worse. So I'm just going to stop and take the pain I've got and stop moving. And that's when I hit the point of like I just want to lay in the bed so nothing can go wrong. Like if I don't get up, it doesn't get worse. I could just lay here with what I've got because if I try to get out of this bed or if I try to do anything, it's just gonna compile and compile and compile into more pain and make it even worse. So when you get to this point, you feel like it's always safe to stop. The only safe option is to just stop and like I said before, let me remind you again, it is not your fault at all. And I know how hopeless you feel. I know how frustrated you feel and how irritated you feel and pissed off you feel because you feel so betrayed by the universe, by God, by whatever it is. If you're at the point where you turn your back on anything you've potentially thought you believed in, I've been there. This is actually how to stop attracting this and get yourself out of this cycle. First thing I have to point out is you're not being opposed by any kind of higher power. You're not being punished. There is not someone with their hands on you or their foot on you continue this cycle. What is going on and the reason why you're in so much pain and you keep having experiences that make it worse is because what you're doing with your attention is not what you need to do. You have to put your attention on you and on the pain. And I know when I say that, it's like, fuck no, absolutely not. Because if I pay attention more to it, it's just going to feel worse. You feel like your only safety is avoiding the pain, not feeling it, and keeping your attention off of it. This is the only way that I found how to give my attention to myself and give my attention to my pain without it making it worse. Because I know the fear you're feeling is like, what are you telling me? Go sit with it. Yeah, I know. I know. And I also know that feeling like you don't know how to sit with your pain, you don't know how to give your attention to yourself. You only know and want to get away from it. You just need comfort. It's like everybody says sit with your pain and you experience trying to sit with it and it gets 10 times worse. And it pushes you to the point where you have to comfort yourself and you do something to get yourself out of it because you get pushed to the point of you being uncontrollable and you try to get out of it and it gets worse. I know what you're feeling. I do. I'm only able to sit here and be happy and be able to talk about this with enthusiasm and hope for you, even though you don't have it yet, because I was here for the last 4 years of my life and I almost ended it many, many times. So when I say I found the way to fucking do it, here we go. The first thing I want to hit on is your emotions because I know it feels like emotions attack the hell out of you. And that's all you've experienced so far is your emotions, just making everything worse. Like if I could find a way to turn off the emotions, I'll be fine. But I want to take you because you cannot escape emotions. You cannot get rid of it. Everyone feels it. And if you're at this point, I know you've tried it. I know you've tried substances that don't work no more. So first step is not to try to feel your emotions or try to do anything with that. What you have to look at and see is which emotions make you feel unsafe to feel. Which emotions make you feel unsafe to feel? Which emotion makes you vulnerable to attack? Like literally, which emotions make you feel like you're a sitting duck, like something awful is about to happen while you feel them? Because really going on with everything that you're feeling and everything going on is certain emotions are marked as unsafe by your subconscious. And when you start to feel a certain emotion, your emotional system and your brain will jolt you to the next one that feels safe. Because if you have a bad relationship to feeling better, anytime you feel better or you try to move into that direction, if it's unsafe to do that and it feels vulnerable to feel better, your emotional system will jolt you back to depressed, or it will jolt you back to depressed or another emotion, or like any emotion that makes you feel like you're safe. And that's the reason why you feel like any attempt that you try to make or anything that you try to do to feel better makes it worse, because you have a resistance and an opposition. Like you actually have a fear of feeling better. It's unsafe to you emotionally and mentally to feel better at all. So that's truly why you are attracting bad things while you are trying to go up the scale of trying to feel better. If it's unsafe to go there, an experience will be a match to you to protect you from that. And that is, you're not fucking crazy. I promise you, you're not crazy. And I know you're already like, okay, you're making sense. But before we go into how it's feeling better unsafe, I want to look at how it's feeling so bad safe. How is this actually happening for you? I'm going to give you some examples from my own personal example of how this whole period and how happened to me and how I got out of it. I know you're watching this video and you're like, don't ask me to think for a question. Don't ask me to put any effort towards anything. So I'm not going to have you do some type of homework. I'm going to tell you that and explain what I came to realize. So I'm kind of like doing the work for you, and it's going to like crack something loose in your brain, and then things is just going to start coming in for your expectations. So when I was in this state, I felt like I could barely keep my head above water. I literally was in so much pain. It hurt. It physically hurt, like to wake up in the morning. Like when I would wake up and my eyes would open and I would realize I was awake, my first words were, fuck. I woke up. I know exactly what it feels like. And in this state, you're in so much drainage and you're tired and you're exhausted. Like literally, used to have to like rip myself out of the bed. I would have to like drag myself up to go brush my teeth and come downstairs and like try to like make some coffee. It was the worst thing ever to like wake up and realize that the pain didn't go anywhere. And then you add on top of it, you have things you have to do. You're so fucking drained and you're so fucking tired, and all you feel is people taken from you. All you feel is life taken from you. It's a drag and it's a draining thing to take care of yourself. Like, for what? I'm gonna go wash my face. I'm gonna put some clothes on and try to feel better. It's not gonna fucking work. I don't like how I look. I don't like the clothes that I have. Trying to go find new clothes or buy new clothes is gonna make me feel more fucking worse. Like the energy to go out to shop for everything. Hell no. Like, but I also want to emphasize at the point, what I'm saying is you feel like everything is like being taken from you, right? And when you feel like everyone around you constantly needs shit, they constantly like are on your neck, or they want something, or they want help, and you feel like you feel like you need to have the obligation to help someone. You just want to be left alone, so it hurts less. Like leave me alone to suffer and die. Like leave me the fuck alone. Like, you know, feeling so bad and feeling so drained and exhausted is your protection from people taking even more. You are so desperately hoping people will see how drained and how tired you are and just let off. You're so hoping that by being in such a bad state, they can see it. Like when it externally starts to reflect in the light and the life comes out of you and you look like hell because you feel so bad, the more pain that gets added on, you kind of like are just hoping that if I take on a little more, I'll finally get left alone. People will finally let me off. And another thing with the pain of how it feels safer to have it is, like I said, when you feel like you're trapped in a cycle, I cannot fucking feel better for shit. I'm signaling to the universe the pain that I'm in, like, let off. Like, if there's a God, if there's a universe, I know where you're at mentally. If there is anything, like having that pain is kind of like waving your white flag. And the more pain that you feel, the more down you feel, the more drained you feel. It's like people are not letting off. No one is seeing how bad I'm doing and how much I need mercy. Like, let me be alone and just be in this pain. But when it doesn't work and people around you are not letting off, it turns into a subconscious thing with the universe. Like, there's got to be some type of higher power that have mercy. Like, look at the pain. Like, I'm feeling worse and worse and worse. Like, you're hoping it's going to, like, signal to something. If there is anything, like, just to let you know, there is. But you're hoping that that pain will signal some kind of supernatural or metaphysical relief. And hoping for something to have mercy on you. Like, you're in that much pain, and then it's like it will stop making it feel so bad. So that's like how attracting more pain makes it feel safe. It's like a desperate attempt to get everybody to lay off, and also to get the universe to listen to you, or God to listen to you, or whatever you believe in. For me personally, anger was the only emotion that was safe, and I felt like angry because whenever I feel down and depressed and exhausted, like, and I feel angry, I don't feel that. And I could also use my anger to force things to get done. And something was like picking at me to get finished, I would get so irritated, and like I'd get a jolt of energy and go and handle it with force to get the fuck away from me so I could just go back and just be by myself. So you have a certain emotions that are safe to feel. Anger is mine. I was back and forth constantly with like my stepmom. Like, I was so like thinking that was just gonna be like the solution. So when I talked about substances before, they have no euphoric effect. And if you are using substances, it's understandable. And I get it. I'm not condoning it. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. But I understand where it's at the point where you're like, I need something to help me function. And it's like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. So if y'all want to lay off, if y'all want to help me, then I'm going to have to do what I have to do to help myself. I fully get the mindset of it. And I also want to point out that the hopelessness that you feel about the substances, it doesn't matter how many you do. It doesn't how much you take, how much you drink, how much you snort, it doesn't work. And you get to a point where it doesn't make you feel happy anymore. It doesn't help you go up. It doesn't do any kind of rise. It just helps you be able to get out of the bed and function. But with that, I don't want you to go doomsday and get scared and start to like think that you're hopeless and nothing is ever going to work. It's expected for this scenario that I'm explaining, the cycle that you're in. The substances are no longer going to help you feel better. They're just going to be enough to keep you functioning and staying alive. So now that I've pointed out all the ways that feeling in so much pain, feeling so drained kind of helps you and keeps you safe. Like, it's safer to have these things when you don't know how to express that you're hurt or get help in any kind of way. No one is ever going to see or notice how hurt you are until you do. Like I said, I know you're scared shitless to give your attention to your pain, but now you can see and feel a little better about the pain. It's not just there to destroy you. I know you want to turn your back on it and be like, this is the thing destroying me. I just explained a couple of ways that is actually keeping you safe. So we're going to go into a lot more. So when I say no one is going to see how hurt you are until you do, I mean God also, the universe, anything. Nothing is going to see how hurt you are until you see that you do. And that's the thing with attention. Where you put your attention is the set point and the focal point of where other attention will be brought. So if you want the attention of the universe on you, you have to put your attention on you. If you're a little bit resistant to hearing about the universe or God or anything like that, you can look at consciousness. Your consciousness is connected to a bigger one. If you want the attention of the bigger consciousness onto you, there's a connection. You have to draw that connection back to you with your attention and your focus. You have to put your consciousness, your conscious attention on you and what you're feeling and what you're experiencing. And the bigger consciousness will see it. It will be that, like the attachment, that rope, like that kind of connection that connects you back to it. And that's when you start to feel to like, be like, hey, something has mercy. There is something maybe looking out for me. Like, what the fuck? It sounds crazy, but I know you're at a point where you're like, I'll try anything. Try it. The thing holding you back is you, honey. I know it doesn't feel good, but the kind of feel like it kind of does. Like you're looking at everything like all this shit keeps happening. Like everything I do that is in my control, I do it right. I do all these things intentionally, trying to feel better, but everything out of my control goes against me. So that's what I was saying about your subconscious is attracting those things to keep you safe. But with pointing out the thing that's holding you back is you, I want you to just feel like the relief of that for a second of I do have a sense of control. I do have some kind of control over this thing that I'm experiencing, and you fucking do. You 100% do. Everything in you is trying to keep you safe, especially your subconscious. So also with attention, your attention needs to be put on what is going on with you, so you can have your attention be on the subconsciousness and see how everything is working for you for so long. Everything feels like it's been against you, but this is the flip that needs to happen. For the thing that I'm going to tell you next, I kind of have to like preface this because you want to stop feeling, and I fully understand it. For someone to even utter the words to you, like your way out is through feeling your way out, you're like, absolutely not. It's going to cripple me if I feel anymore. I'm done for. And I totally understand why you don't want to feel anymore. You're so like scared of letting the feelings in and letting your attention be on the pain because you're like, it's gonna fucking consume me and it's actually gonna take me out. The only thing keeping me alive is only like attracting me. But for someone who was just trapped in this for over like 4 years, I only can describe the feeling like state because I've been there. I'm not one of these people online that's bullshitting you and it's pretending like I know this and I know that. No, you know that I know what I'm talking about because I just described exactly how you feel. I've been there and I'm on the other side and I'm trying to reach back in and grab you, babe. I've got you. This is the only way. This is the only way out. I know it's awful. I know it's scary, but you have to grab my hand and trust it for a second. You feel like the way out is to stop feeling. Your only way out is to fucking feel your way out. And let me explain more because I know you're like, what the hell are you talking about? So before you hit that ultimate point of hopelessness, when you're ready to opt out, I want you to see you've tried everything. I know you've tried everything to feel better. And this is the only thing you haven't tried yet. So sorry to fuck you up with that, but you can't throw your hands up anymore and say you've tried it all. You didn't. This is the new thing you have to try. From this moment forth, you have to go through life with a perspective of allowing what is happening and what you are feeling to be seen as a messenger and a guide, not your enemy and not what is causing you so much pain. This is the angle that will set you free. I know you already feel the door cracking open a little bit. You see a little light coming through. It's there, I promise. It's not fake. And I also know that feeling of having certain realization or certain pieces of awareness that you come to and you're like, I feel a little bit better for now. And it drops you back down. It's like every attempt you make to go up, oh my God, I had new realization. It lifted me up a little bit, and then you feel abandoned and you feel betrayed because you got dropped and it hurts even worse. So you're at the point of like, I'm tired of trying to go up. And because it's like being dropped hurts worse. So I'm done trying to go up. Like I'm just going to stay down. I get it. In the next few episodes of my podcast, I'm going to go into each emotion individually and explain how they can be seen as unsafe and explain how your subconscious can protect you from it. From my experience to what I've gone through, I had to go back through and revisit every single emotion. But the biggest fucking thing I'm going to say is you have to start seeing what you're feeling as a message. And you have to start seeing these emotions in your brain is keeping you safe from other emotions you feel that are unsafe. So you're having a version of feeling better, and it fully makes sense because like I said before, how it was safe to have more pain happen is very unsafe to feel better because you feel how you feel. You feel so drained and tired and you're just like, I don't want to feel better because if I feel better, people are going to start asking for shit again. People are going to start demanding shit from me again. Life is going to put me back into this hole. So you don't want to feel better because you perceive all these things are going to fly at you and start taking from you again. And you're scared of it. So it's fully valid. But I truly want you to see is if you actually felt better, not what you're perceiving that you feel better. This pain you feel inside, If it actually goes away and you do feel better, you're not going to be scared of like going for things that you want and people needing things from you because you have the energy to do them. There will come a point, and I'm experiencing that now. And like I said, I'm reaching back in to try to pull you the fuck back out. Feeling better actually comes with so much energy. Everything that you see that's been taken from you in an inconvenience, you don't have the pain anymore. You don't feel drained anymore. You're energized. You're ready to do it. And you're not going to feel like you're being opposed, that everything that happens is an inconvenience or a bad thing. It's going to feel good to have people need you and ask for things. And I know it's a stretch right now, so I'm not going to go so much into that. But what you're thinking, feeling better, is like you still feel like some of the feelings you have is going to be lingering and it's still going to be draining and it's going to feel unsafe to get better because of the influx of shifts of people trying to take from you is going to come. It's not. You're not going to feel like they're taken from you because you haven't like given them the chance to, because you have an energy that you want to use to do a lot better. To wanting to feel a lot better is letting all the pain go, and now you have a new perspective how to address it, how to deal with it. And that's the biggest thing, is the hope that you have to feel better and the fear you have of feeling better. Like you have the opposition of I don't want to feel better because it's unsafe, to actually feel better is the only safe route because you're not going to feel drained, like I said. So for now, I want you to live by a few new observation pieces in your head. Like I'm going to tell you exactly how to deal with yourself mentally, and like how the things that you feel and like how the things that you see mentally, and see truly that what you're seeing is a message. How to start perceiving it as that and stop feeling attacked by how you feel and stop feeling worse about it. Everybody says this, but observe each feeling. Literally just pay attention to what it feels like. Like your pain is not going to be overwhelming. These emotions are not overwhelming. I know you're scared to feel them because you feel like it's going to take over. No, running from them leads you to more and more experiences to inflate that emotion more. But if you pay attention to it when it's like things, just this little thing, you would not understand, but you will understand when you feel these random emotions coming back, like anxiety, disgust, sadness, disappointment, confusion, envy. If that pops up, pay attention to it and observe that, what you're feeling, and ask yourself in the moment that you feel it, this emotion that just came up out of the few that I've listed, if you need more, Google the list of all emotions. This emotion that I just got a ping of, it just visited. What did it just keep me safe from? So if you're having a good day and all of a sudden disappointment hits, what did that just protect me from? What did that just keep me safe from? If you're out in public and you see something that makes you jealous or envious, what did that envy just protect me from? Like I was actually enjoying my day and I was having a good day, but jealousy just snatched me out of that. You would now become aware of your opposition that you have of feeling happy. So you have to live this way with every single thing that you observe or feel, or thoughts that you think. What did that just protect me from? What did that just prevent me from feeling? That's the biggest thing. Whether it's happiness, sadness, disappointment, or whatever it is, what did that emotion that just came up protect me from? That is the question to live by. And that's how you actually observe what's going on. You have to feel the thing and be like, what the fuck is that? You feel the sadness hit, you feel the anger hit, and then you're like, wait, stop. What did that just keep me safe from? Immediately, it removes you from the emotion and you start feeling it. When you observe it, it's taking a step back. Just do this a couple of times and you will see how actually safe it is to observe these feelings and stop being crippled by feeling them. Observe them for now. But I'm not saying don't feel them. So, because in order to observe them, you have to feel it. You have to notice the sensation and then immediately jump to what does that just keep me safe from. So you're not feeling it forever. Like you're not getting trapped into the emotion, which is what you're scared of. You're noticing the ping of it and you're immediately getting out of it. And you're saying, what did that just keep me safe from? That is the biggest thing. So right now you feel a little bit better, and I know, and I'm so happy. I know I'm talking too much, but I want to point out all these things because these things are very important and make you aware and kind of warn you that the awareness that now you have, the awareness that you have now just switched your entire vibration. Thank you so much for listening to me, for talking all of this, but understand what I'm saying. If what I'm saying doesn't make sense, rewatch it until it makes sense.